Hey small YouTubers, Ray here. We often in our Facebook group, facebook.com/group/small YouTubers boost, get questions about cameras. People often want to know what's a good entry-level camera or budget camera for whatever they're trying to do with their YouTube channel. Now, as we are small YouTubers boost, these are generally budget options that they're looking for. So especially while you're learning, you might not have thousands of dollars to go drop on like a Red camera. I certainly don't. So, and even like, a DSLR or something could easily be out of reach, but you might have a lot of different filming needs. So what is a good budget alternative? The thing is, with a lot of cameras, the technology hasn't advanced hugely in the last few years. So buying new isn't necessarily the way to go. If you want to learn something, learn about yourself and your filmmaking style, learn how what works on your channel and what doesn't, and learn about the cameras, I'm recommending getting something used. A little over a year and a half ago, I got my very first DSLR, and I got it used. And it's been taking me that long to learn it and figure out all of the things. So I'm still not entirely certain what I would want to replace it with. And so if I'm going to be spending lots of money, wait until you know. Get some experience and get some videos on your channel. They say, oh, the first video you're going to make is going to suck. The first podcast you're going to make is going to suck. Stuff like that. And that may or may not be true. But it is sort of the training wheels and the learning time, and so don't beat yourself up over those first few videos. They don't have to look and sound and be perfect. Sometimes it's just a matter of doing it and learning from the experience. I'd like to talk about a couple budget cameras, some older options that you could get used quite cheaply that'll help you start your channel. Now, this doesn't really apply to gaming channels so much because that's more sort of the face cam game capture thing, but most other kind of channels, whether you're doing travel, which is what I do at Vacation Impossible, whether you're doing cooking videos, makeup videos, vlogs, tour your own city, urban exploration, all sorts of things, whether you're a human mermaid, whatever it is, I think the GoPros are actually really quite good. Now, there have been some GoPro knockoffs over the years that have mixed results. Some of them are okay in quality, and some of them are just not very good. I am particularly loyal to the GoPro brand because they've always done well for me. The image quality is fantastic. The sound quality has gotten very good over the years. They're durable, they're sturdy. All of the accessories are interchangeable and work quite well with each other when compatible. There are some that are of different shapes and sizes, but mostly it's pretty compatible. The only other action camera that I've had any experience with is Sam, a member of Vacation Impossible, has a Replay, which is a small, sort of slightly thicker than a pen, a little thicker than a Sharpie camera. That does okay. The image quality is all right. The sound quality is not good at all. But if you want to kind of surreptitiously record someone, and I'm not advocating that, it works well for that. But what I want to talk to you about today is the GoPro series of cameras. So if you're a small YouTuber and you've got a very small budget and you're just starting out, these can be great. They're intuitive, they're easy to learn on, and honestly, the quality is really good. So what I often film on, I have a GoPro Hero 3 Plus Silver and a GoPro 4 Black. And I actually use the older one more. One of the reasons for that is the older one doesn't have a screen on the back. The newer one does, and that drains the battery. So the battery actually lasts longer on the 3. But you might need a screen to be able to see what you're recording. I film a lot of vacation travel stuff, action stuff, on faith that I'm hopefully pointing this in the right direction. And it's anybody's guess as whether I am. A lot of the time I'm lucky and it turns out well, but you might want to go for the screen, but be aware that the trade-off is battery life. So these are the GoPros, and both of them film in great HD. You can get it's 1080p 60, so that's 1080 that's HD, so it's 1080 pixels tall in the resolution. And it shoots at 60 frames per second, which is great because then you can slow it down as needed for action shots. And if you do get the 3 and decide that sometimes you want that screen on the back, there are accessories. So I've got the LCD screen. And so one of the things that's absolutely lovely about the GoPro is that it's modular. So yeah, okay, maybe I can just afford the used 3 camera right now, which shoots in beautiful HD. Ray, when you're editing, add in an example of something that we've shot with here that looks beautiful. I'm going to cut to that right now. Okay, looked great, right? Nice crisp image, bright vibrant colors. You don't need thousands of dollars to do this. So you can get the three. You can get it new, like a new old stock, possibly quite cheaply, or you could get one used in decent enough condition. And you can buy things modularly. So maybe you can afford that now, but that's all you can afford right now. But maybe in a couple of months you can get an accessory. There are official GoPro accessories, but there's also knockoffs. And these are generally pretty okay. So for example, this is one called the Bobber, and this is fantastic. I've used this several times. It's by a company called GoPro, which, you know, not GoPro, but it's completely compatible and works quite nicely. The idea behind this is when you have a GoPro, you have something called thumb screws. I know, it sounds like a medieval torture device, right? It's actually super useful. So you just thread it in and screw it on, and that's how you connect a lot of the attachments to the GoPro in a very secure way. So now, for example, let's say I'm having a little bit of fun at the beach. This will float if I drop it. It'll float upside down. You can always flip the footage in your editing software. So you could just have it floating there if you want, little underwater footage. It also makes a nice kind of thing that you can hold, gives you nice stability there. I mean, this thing you can probably get used for like 10 bucks. It's not that expensive. I don't remember exactly what I paid for it new, but it wasn't very much more than 10, I don't think. It's a piece of plastic, really, but it's fantastic. Gives you something sturdy to hold on to, and it makes sure that if you drop it in water, it will float. There's tons of things like that. You can get head mounts, chest mounts, wrist straps. I've got the wrist strap. Wrist strap's fantastic for things like parasailing. You can just, you know, it goes like this basically, and you can film. It's absolutely fantastic. So they all generally come with waterproof cases. If you're buying used, maybe the person might not be selling you the waterproof case, but there is a plethora of the waterproof cases. It's super easy to take out, and the buttons and using it is very intuitive. So this here is the 4, and it's got the screen on the back, and I highly recommend GoPro. And so you don't need the newest thing. I mean, hey, if you have the means, go right ahead. But if you're someone who wants to shoot in a variety of situations, you can get a camcorder, but a camcorder isn't great if you're going to be near water. You don't want that getting wet. Whereas the GoPro, you have the waterproof cases, and there's a variety of them. Some with solid backs, some with like, you hear that? That's a back you can actually press the touchscreen through. And again, so many accessories that you can add on. So I've got the Hero 3 here, and I've got the LCD screen that I can just plug in to the back when I want to use it. So I hook it in on the hinge, plug it in. Now I've got a screen on the back. If I want to make that choice, it'll drain the battery a little faster, but now I'll have that screen. And so I have the flexibility of when that's what I want, that's what I'll do. And they have cases that are extended that will fit this whole thing. And so a lot of this stuff you could probably pick up used fairly cheaply, and it's modular. You can buy it a little bit at a time when you have the money. So anyways, that's just a little hint about cheap GoPros. So comment down below, what cameras do you use? Are you thinking about getting a GoPro? Do you think this would work for you? If you like this video, please give it a like. And don't forget to subscribe. Thanks.